Alright, let's see if this is actually working. Double checking all of the things. Oops, spoilers. Good thing there's nobody here to see the spoilers. Or me rambling to myself and being cringy. Oh, I'm so cringy. But that's okay, 'cause no one's here. That's fine. It's fine. Oh, yes. All right. Opening things on my phone. Okay. Welcome, no one, to this stream of art and messiness. Oh goodness. Here we are. To my very first test stream. Let's see if we can get anybody in here in Discord. You should be able to. I have friends on. Okay. Okay. All right, here we are. So I'm just gonna get going in here and rambling to myself. Let's save all of this so I don't lose all of my progress, my minimal, non-existent progress. Here we are. And what we're going to be doing today is working on this little guy right down here. Isn't he lovely? He's a little aboleth. So I've been told. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about D&D, but my boyfriend plays incessantly with his group, and he's DMing something right now, and this little guy needs a top hat, apparently, for whatever he's doing. So that's what we're going to put on him today. We're going to redraw this little aboleth and give him a top hat and maybe a bow tie. I'm a little on the fence about the bow tie. But we need to make him dapper. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. And hopefully if he turns out cute enough, he's going to end up on my Redbubble, which would be lovely. Yay, it works! I love when things actually work. Woohoo! First follower! Thank you, Talon. The only people who are ever gonna show up are people that actually know me. But that's totally fine. Alright. Gonna go ahead and get started on my sketch of this little Aboleth guy right here. This is going to be an interesting time, because he's kind of a scary, toothy guy, and I've got to make him kind of kawaii. And I'm not totally sure how I'm going to do that, if I'm honest with you. So we're going to change this brush here to something a little more conducive to sketching. I think I'm going to go with a pencil. I've got the Kyle's drawing brush set in here, which is a little bit better for drawing on Photoshop, just because the edges are less hard than the regular hard brushes and the soft brushes. So if you make a mistake on a line and you want to erase things, it's a lot easier to reconnect them together when you erase it and then make a new line than it is if it's just a hard brush. You're going to see a lot more of your mistakes that way. And so I'm going to go with the charcoal pencil today, I think. And the best thing I have found to do your sketching underneath is to make it an absolutely obnoxiously bright color. And so I think probably we're going to go with like a teal today. He's a watery guy. Maybe a blue, maybe a teal. Yeah, let's go with this one and see how that looks on the gray. Yeah, that's bright enough. Gotta make this a little bit smaller, I think. A little smaller. Don't think anyone has ever actually seen my drawing process from the beginning. So this is going to be an interesting time. Alright, that's good. And this is lagging just a little bit from the recording, but it's not too bad. I don't know if you guys can even see that. Alright. And we're gonna get in and just get started. And I do have a little tab down here for a palette for the colors, but I'm not gonna go ahead and use that yet, because we don't even have any lines here. I like to do in the sketching and then the line work, and then do all of the coloring underneath that, just to make my life easier. Right, so this guy, if we zoom in here, he's got 3 eyes up here, a big old round egg body, and then some tentacly doodads down here. So we're kind of working with a bit more of a C shape happening. It's a C. And then sort of an S curve on a lot of these tentacles here. So we're going to come up here, kind of block in that. So we've got a big old egg. And none of these lines are going to be pretty, at the beginning here, even slightly, just so you know. This is all going to be a absolute mess. And then we're going to erase things down from there. So that's all that. That might be even a little bit too big, but we're just going for a basic shape. And then we've got a C happening here. A C. There's that. And then this sort of like comes down in and sort of squirrely wherever they want to go, kind of tentacly bits. Yeah, that's definitely too big. The virtue of that, though, is that I can just make it smaller whenever I feel like it. So that's why we work on about 1,000 different layers, or at least I do. I know some people, they just work on like one layer and they're totally fine, and I'm like, you're a wizard. I don't, it's your actual magic. I don't know how you do that. Right, move you back over here. Yeah, that's better. Gotta keep in room for that top hat there. He's got that one longer tentacle for his tail. Yeah. Yep, that's better. Let me get this in here. This is more of like a down there sort of line. And that's that there. And this line here kind of comes down in and is like here. And this baby. And there's this. Just sort of like that. And then this one totally comes across and ends like over here. So that's fine. Alright. I don't think I like that one. So we'll just get rid of that right off the bat there. I don't need pressure sensitivity on this eraser. Get that out of there. Sound like I'm calling a cat. All right. And there. Where is this coming from? What is that line? That line is that one. Okay. And then this line. Ah, I see what I've done. Okay. This is more like that. Tentacly bit there. And then this is just underneath everything. So that's more like this. He's very squiddy, but at the same time, not. Squids don't really lead with their head in the same way that this guy kind of does. Still trying to figure out how I'm gonna make him look civilized, because this guy here, he's not a bad guy. He's very intelligent. He's highly civilized. Like the D&D party that encountered him, They're the ones that were jerks. They just kind of like busted into his house and kicked him in the face, no questions asked. It was very rude. There's a gap here. I want to keep a gap. This all goes down. It's all like thick in there. Comes like up. Intensely curved in here. Kind of like that. Alright. Maybe get a bow tie in like right here. Yeah, that could work. Get this more back here. I don't like that line. Right. That. Kind of erase some of these extraneous lines out here, make it easier to see what I'm working with. Early on, my process is really a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of drawing, erasing, and drawing, and erasing, and drawing, and in and out. Because you kind of got to be able to see like what you're working with, but at the same time, it's a lot easier to just kind of be messy with it. Because these are not going to be final lines by any sort of stretch of the imagination. Obviously, you can see they're horribly messy and not placed very well. And everything's just sort of like sitting wherever it's sitting, but it's good to get a rough base placement of like where things are gonna go and where they're gonna sit. Yeah, now he's sort of starting to take shape in here. Yeah, this is splitting off here. That. Like that. Yeah. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah. Now we can use the pressure sensitivity to really get up in there. And the little divots here. It's got a really strange body structure, but I mean, aquatic animals are really not like anything we're used to seeing on the day-to-day basis. Like that needs to curve differently. You go there. It's better. Is it though? Is it better? I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I don't know. I'll work on that bit later. That'll get figured out. This is his whole tail bit, so it's like this whole thing. It's like a big old fan tail, which I really like drawing these. I've done a few sea monsters before, and I think they're really fun to block in their fins and everything. It's a good time. It's like a sail on a boat. It's really interesting to see how the structure is. Let's get that in there. This one on this tentacle down here too, but this one isn't really blocked in quite as well yet. We'll get that in there a little better. Yeah, I mean, this stream basically is going to be hours of this. More or less until people actually are here for me to talk to, because I don't know. This is just kind of me showing my process. I don't really have a whole lot of entertaining things to say at the moment. I can talk about what I'm doing, and that's what I've got. Well, I'm glad you think so, because you're the only one here. Just kind of abolething it up. That's a word that's spelled real weird, by the way. I don't, like, why is there an E in that? Aboleth. Aboleth? Like, what is that? I mean, like, I'm one to talk, I will grant you, because of my last name, but, like, what... Who came up with that? Why is the tentacle so thick? I don't need this to be so thick. Stop that. That's gotta come away from his body a little bit better. Alrighty. Use your space, Fennec. Use your space. Yeah, that's better. Still thick, less thick. Good. Right. The Aboleth does not need a booty. Gods, at least I make myself laugh. Let's get those back spines. Hello, welcome in. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Doing some work on this commission here for a creature that you may be well familiar with. Gotta get this thinness on this spine here. The thing about the sails is they're always the thinnest skin, and so that means that I get to do some damage on them, which is always the fun part. Weathering is just the best thing. Thank you for the follow. Ooh. My hand doesn't always exactly follow what I was planning on doing for a line, but sometimes it ends up with some really interesting stuff, and I just keep it. Like this little flick right here, I like that. That's a nice little flick. And that's going to help with making it a little bit less scary and a little bit more of a gentleman. Because that's what we're going for here, is a gentleman Aboleth. Sure, he can control people's minds, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be kind and scholarly while doing so. I guess. Right? Thank you. That's what I was saying. You can't just be breaking into people's houses in the middle of the night and expecting them to not defend themselves. Like, come on, guys. Ooh, got another one. Heck yeah. Another nice little thin spine going on here. Get that out there. You're going a little bit more vertical than I was thinking, but I think it looks pretty nice. K Luma, thank you so much for the follow. I apologize if I absolutely did not pronounce that correctly, because I probably didn't. I think we're going one more spine. Just one more, and that'll bring us up to where the top hat's going. Yeah, there we go. Just that last little bit of sail. That's nice. Sail. AWOL Nation has ruined my brain because I can't think the word sail without thinking of that song. It's just, what have you done to my psyche? Don't start singing in the comments, because then I'm just gonna completely get it stuck in my head. Alright. Cleans that up a little bit. This line is awful. Why did I put that there? That's not where that belongs. There we go. That's better. There we go. Just thickening up this tail here a little bit. It's pretty tapered by the time it gets to the bottom here, but it's gotta be some sort of substance. Because otherwise it'll look completely out of place with the rest of these tentacles. And this one here is pretty thin. It's the way I've got this gap here, and down there it's looking more of like an arm tentacle versus a leg tentacle, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That's how my brain has decided these things. That's not really how the structure of aquatic animals works, but like, that's how I'm rationalizing it. We love the boats. Right. Just this section right here is just an absolute mess. That is train wreck of blue lines. What is that? Ugh. We will fix that in post. Just, you know, me as well. We don't have a post-production team here. I am pre-production, during production, post-production. I am all production. Which is why it takes me 8 months to draw things. You know, that explains everything. Let's get this top hat on. Right, so his top eye is about here. His mouth is here. His mouth is most of his face, honestly. It's just kind of like a tube with teeth. Which is a wonderful sentence. Just tube of teeth. Yikes. And then, so, top hat is gonna be here-ish. It's a wee bit wonky, but that's fine. This is the sketch. Just get her in there. Oh my god. What? Oh, yeah, alright. That's a top hat. Let's see, sea monster wearing a stovepipe hat. Silk, of course. Only the best. Right. Oh yes. Oh yes, we go with the mustache. Right, and wow, that's really something. That is a horrifying sea monster with a mustache, bow tie, and a top hat. Hmm. All right, well, there is the first sketch, everybody. That's. This is how an angel dies. All right. Sail. Yep, that's a first draft sketch. For any one of my projects, I would do something like this, and this pretty much encompasses how it would come out. Might do another little drop tentacle right here. Yeah, I like that. Just to kind of even things out a little bit on the bottom here. And, that's him. As you can see, there's not too many, like, details on anything, just because I have a tendency to go a little too ham on that kind of stuff. And I will later. But so that's first sketch, and also first stream, so thank you for stopping in, and I hope you have a great day.